Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm already excited to play our not vampire prosecutor character in what I believe is going to be the final installment of the first game of this two-part game series. It's taken us so many literal years, but I think it's gonna happen today.
Yeah.
Don't you? Yeah? We should ask the Magic 8 Ball.
Are we going to finish the first game today?
Yes, that's what we're asking. Okay,
Right.
Ergo, here. No, really get it on the mic there. Really get that on the mic.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear that. That's the Magic 8 Ball being... moving.
I think you... Oh,
I'm blinking. Oh, but my mouth ain't moving.
might have broken something.
I might have broken something.
Why is it not moving? Well, I mean, that's moving, but this thing isn't. Let's restart.
All I did was move the microphone.
Well, let's restart Grezy. She broke.
Boo, 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 boo. Relaunch Grezy.exe. Exe.
Let me make sure it's coming through on this stream.
Blah blah blah. I don't go blah blah blah.
Okay. I think it's working
Okay.
on the stream.
But my poor mouth
it's
still ain't
not,
moving.
Still not working there, huh?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I don't know. All I did was move the mic.
Phone device.
All I did was move it.
Okay,
oh,
there we go.
Oh! There she goes. My mouth be moving.
Nice.
Blah. All right. Enough preamble. Is it time?
I think so.
I think it is time. But hello also, Moon. I know I already said in the chat, thank you for the hydrate, but I'll say it in person. Thank you for the hydrate. We have both water and V8 over here. It's the fruit V8. So, yeah. Got some fruit juice up in here. And it's red. So, you know, we can match our not vampire in his wine drinking. Or blood drinking, however you want to think about it.
See, if they ever did like an English dub of this or something and he doesn't have a vampire voice, I'll be very disappointed.
I mean, well, don't they do cutscenes? We just haven't heard his cutscene.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we've heard him in a cutscene yet. Or maybe we have and I've already forgotten because it's been literal years.
Yeah.
It's taken us at least 2 years. What are you looking at? Oh, I thought something was going on. I was like, what's wrong now?
Just the computer's on fire.
The Magic 8 Ball said we would be okay. Okay. That's right. We ended up on this box. All right, we begin with Santa Judge.
What's in the box?
No.
Like that movie.
No, we're not referencing that movie with this. So, this is the article in question, is it? The small box deposited with the pawnbroker by Mr. McGilded 2 months ago. And on... Oh, sorry, Judge, I was just really wanting to do an impersonation of you. And on the night of Mr. Windybank's murder, the only item on the shelves that was touched by whoever broke into the shop.
Quick, let's open it and see what's inside. It's a thingy.
It's a music box.
Yes, it is.
Oh, good gracious! This is no ordinary box, it seems.
Wow. Although in truth, I had an inkling that might be the case.
It would appear that the box houses a miniature music box movement. Then, is it too much to expect? I think it would be reasonable to assume that it is a device for the playback of this disc, my lord.
Let's listen to it.
So, here we have the means to play back Mr. McGilded's disc deposited at Windybanks at much the same time. Not strictly correct, my lord. It was not McGilded's disc. It was the disc of his victim in the omnibus. But why, for heaven's sake? Are we to understand that the brickmaker was trying to sell this music box disc to Mr. McGilded? I believe the answer will become clear if we listen to the music on the disc, my lord.
You know what I'm already thinking? Because I've played all these games. Well, not all of them, but you know what I mean. I played a lot of them. This reminds me of that one case where the one guy was killed because he had coded a virus. Like, I don't think they would have been able to do something like that in this time, but I bet you it's not going to be music, it's going to be a code of some sort.
Kind of information.
Yeah, like there's going to
be like Morse code or something.
Yeah, some sort of like secret that would be worth a lot to whoever it would be relevant to.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. Be funny if it was a virus of some kind, even though computers don't exist yet.
It's a steampunk virus.
Anyway, yes, Ryunosuke, I agree with you.
Yes, I do too. Very well. Let the court now listen to this curious disc at last.
Or it's just All-Star by Smash Mouth.
Wait, my lord.
Good grief! What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The music box and the disc are, well, they're unrelated to the case.
Seriously?
Also, High Punch Cactus.
Oh yes, High Punch, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and lurk and enjoy yourself.
No, don't enjoy yourself.
No, don't!
Says Gregson. No need to spoil the somber atmosphere in the courtroom with some silly bit of music.
Gregson, what are you hiding?
Is it? Well, I bet
is it related to the spoiler I already know?
Well, I was going to say, remember the thing we read in the newspaper was something about, like, spies and stuff, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
And so I think maybe the disc has, like, state secrets on it. Like,
that's probably it.
right? Like,
Yeah,
you
well,
just
here
click on the...
Yeah.
Yeah, secrets being sold to... Well, you didn't have to do that.
Oh, well, I did anyway.
It just says...
Yeah, but anyway. Yeah.
Secrets being leaked to foreign agencies. I bet just the disc has a bunch of secret government information on it.
Secret stuff.
And then since he's talking to the dude, what if the asshole guy?
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Not Eggert. That guy,
Yeah,
Graydon.
not Graydon.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if he's actually just like a spy for the government? Like he's technically not like
That, or he's a criminal, but Gregson is still
the
working
government
with him.
has to work with him for some reason.
Yeah, they're like, oh, fine. Well, we won't, say anything. Hang on, what? No enjoyment allowed. No music or what appears to be fries. No, I'm going to squash the shit out of these chips.
Don't put it off the screen because
Oh, does that mess up the? Oh,
shows
okay.
up weird on the stream. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for fixing it, Mr. IT.
Objection.
The disc may very well have motivated the culprit in this case to commit murder. Clearly, there's every chance that it's fundamentally important to understanding what happened. The prosecution has no objection.
But no, that piece of evidence is police
Did you do that or did you do that automatically?
No, I just did it automatically.
Clearly, Scotland Yard has some vested interest here. But it is policy of this prosecutor to leave no avenues unexplored. Do you not remember that I am the Reaper of the Bailey?
Yep.
I will fucking kill you. And you, Inspector, have no jurisdiction here to prevent that from happening.
Before it happens, I'm gonna guess that fucking clock guy. What's his name? It's been a while. You know, the guy that's in charge that we talk to sometimes in his clock office.
Oh, yes. Oh, obvious villain. Yeah, I think it's Lionheart. That sounds right.
So I bet he's gonna show up and be like, "You can't listen to the disc" or whatever.
You're gonna say that?
Because it has government secrets. Anyway, let's see.
I think it might be the spoiler.
Okay.
I think it might be that.
We'll play the disc.
But yeah, what if we stay on this screen for longer?
No.
No further delays, please. Play the disc. Or I will put everyone here on the naughty list.
It's strong heart. Also, maybe take the note off. I don't think it'll work.
It's I think it's Morse code. Because it's going do 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 do.
What on earth?
Oh, and there's that Morse code lady.
That's certainly not what I
yeah,
would call
she's probably gonna speak up.
Yeah, that's not what I call music.
Volume 3.
I was thinking that.
No. It's just the same note playing over and over again in an irregular sequence.
Oh.
Mr. Graydon?
This really is priceless.
Jesus.
I'm gonna dance.
That needs to be the icon. If it wasn't last time, I didn't pay attention.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But anyway.
After all that, the music box is broken.
Broken? It can't be, can it?
Well, obviously. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the officer sent to fetch it didn't drop it on the way back to the courtroom.
You know, ineptitude and all that. Well, with much regret, I feel the court must accept that this music box offers little in the way of clues.
Come on, somebody gonna notice that it's Morse code.
Are you ready to move on, Counsel? Surely nothing odd about this at all? Come on. Yes, all right. It does sound as though it's completely broken, but is it? Could this music emanating from the box possibly be a new clue?
Yeah.
Yeah, duh. Yeah, it is.
We all know it. I believe that it could be relevant, my lord. Good lord, but how can it be? It's an abomination, Counsel, mere noise. That's what I'll say when I hear rock and roll for the first time. I fail to see how it can have any meaning whatsoever. It does sound strange, I agree, but there's one thing bothering me. While Graydon stands there chortling victoriously, the inspector beside him has a rather telling expression on his face. It's as if Gregson recognizes the sound, as if he's familiar with it somehow. And that's making him appear extremely on edge. If that's the stance of the defense, my Nipponese friend, I've gone back to being racist. Answer me this!
It's catchy. Boom, 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 boom.
Just what relevance do you propose this woeful chiming has on this case? It's the defense's belief that the sound emanating from this music box is
Not supposed to be music.
just because this is a music box, it doesn't necessarily mean the sounds we are hearing are music.
Huh.
Look at that. The smile vanished from Graydon's lips as soon as I said it. I'm on the right lines here. I must be.
Making deductions based on how people react to what you say. That's an Apollo Justice feature. You're acting just like Hurley now.
The sounds we're hearing aren't necessarily music. Well, now that you've told us what they are not. I'm sure the court would like to hear what they are. Do enlighten us, my Nipponese friend. Well, surely you have an idea in mind, because if not, it will be the death of your ill-formed argument.
Isn't this another instance, like how you've said before, that this would actually fall on the prosecutors, like shoulders to deduce what it actually is? Or would that be a defense thing?
I don't know. We've gone so far beyond.
Real courts, yeah. Who's to say?
Exactly.
This is a mess.
Exactly.
Oh!
The music box is clearly broken. Refusing to accept that fact is pure foolishness.
They've got me. I don't know what the answer is. Yet. This is an Ace Attorney game.
I freaking love that expression.
Yeah, what?
He turns around slowly and is like, huh? Anyway,
Runa? I've just examined the music box very thoroughly. And I'm fairly certain that it's not broken at all.
really?
Really.
I heard you.
The way it's been made, it can only produce a single note anyway.
Thank you, Iris.
That'll be $5. And in this time period, that's probably a lot.
I don't know. Somebody might have to search, like, what $5 in Britain cost around this time period. Anyway, all right. Well, if the music box isn't broken, it must mean that the sounds it's producing have some significance that isn't musical. Could it be? Is that what these sounds are?
Something's just struck me, Runa. I feel like recently, in the past few hours even, I've heard another sound very much like this one that the music box makes.
Yes, it's a very familiar sound. This kind of makes me feel like, a Dora the Explorer thing. It's like, do you know what the sound is? It's like, yeah, no, I think we know. Actually,
Do you know where the state secrets are?
actually, I was just thinking exactly the same thing. That should be on a t-shirt or something. Do you know what the state secrets are? Anyway, go
And a
on.
picture of Dora.
Yeah. Anyway, pointing to the music box.
I was
But
gonna
anyway.
say, can you spell classified? Top secret? That's a level above secret.
See, that should, you know what, you should make
And
it
the
a
stream gets monitored by the FBI.
Yeah. See, I was just gonna say, you should make that a redeemable stream thing, like where you have Dora explain something very simply, for 5 minutes. Anyway, I was just thinking
Or
exactly.
just a redeem to just
Dora.
become Dora for 5 minutes.
Hell
Do
yeah.
the whole stream.
Hell yeah. Say the 3 Spanish words I know. Well, no, I know a couple more Spanish words, but either way.
Yeah, that would be the limiting part of that. I forgot. Oh yeah, that's a show about speaking Spanish.
But again, they only do 3 or 4 words in a show. It really just depends. Anyway, as I was saying, we're not making this the Dora chat. I was just thinking exactly the same thing.
I'm going to have to press the
He was
defense.
also thinking about Dora.
Yeah, oh yeah. Have you guys ever watched the show Dora the Explorer? It's quite fun, actually. I'm going to have to press the defense for an answer. If your assertion is that the sound produced by this music box is not in fact music at all, then what the devil is it, Council?
Is the lady using Morse code back there not
Yeah, because she hasn't-
straining her hand?
Yeah.
She's like, I know.
Nobody's paying attention to her.
All the evidence we've seen so far, all the testimony we've heard, and yet she's still as they're all making these thinking poses. It's all pointing to one single answer now.
The prosecution demands that my learned Nipponese friend presents proof now. Tangible proof of this latest wild speculation.
All right then, this could be the best chance I'm going to get to fight back in this trial. And if I'm right, it's going to join all the dots together.
There's a little clue in case you haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah. The evidence that explains the true nature of the sounds on this music box disc is... Do we have Morse code?
Well, I think it's just the newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're supposed to say it's the secrets or
The
whatever.
evidence that explains the true nature of the sounds. And yeah, I agree with you, but is there not something that we have that also talks about maybe Morse code?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we
I
do.
think that's it.
All right. Go with
Not a
it.
stereoscope.
Today's paper, Council. The headline is Pawnbroker perishes in pickpocket purse plunder. Hardly supportive of your case.
No, my lord, I was hoping you'd look a little further down the page.
Further down.
Oh, the funny section.
Oh, hell yeah, my favorite. Ministry Mole Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Yes, this is a very serious matter, being investigated at the highest level, I understand.
Yes, the Ministry of Justice is investigating itself, so it's fine. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Sure, they figured that out already. No issues there.
Sure, it's not Lord Strongheart.
Right? Sure, it's nothing sus. I have heard that international transmissions along supposedly secure lines are somehow being intercepted and leaked to various other countries. And presumably, those transmissions are in the form of wired telegrams. Of course. Juror number 5, your input, please.
Stop. Oh, that's you.
Sure. Stop. Oh, me, sir?
See, this is why she wasn't straining to, like, voice her opinion earlier. She was too busy texting.
Yeah, she's texting.
Yeah, she was too busy.
Whatever is the matter?
You told the court before that you worked at the same communication station as Mr. Graydon, did you not?
Yes, that's correct.
And the particular station where you work deals with government communications and newspaper reports.
Oh, yes. We're not your run-of-the-mill communication station at all. Our work is extremely important.
Then tell me, is this not a very familiar sound?
You don't mean to say, is it?
That's right, madam. It bears more than a passing resemblance to the sound made by your telegraph machine as you type it. I believe it's called Morse code.
I don't believe it.
Well, believe it! Now correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to leaking telegrams from government departments, there could be nobody more perfectly placed than a highly skilled communications officer. Are you suggesting that the music box disc contains stolen government secrets in Morse code? Egad! Grezy and Ergo got there like 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
Order! Order! Please, everyone, order! But this is high treason, Council, deserving of capital punishment. That means the noose, firing squad, all of the above.
Too much new vocabulary. What is this treason? And what is capital punishment?
The sorts of words I'd half expect you to know.
Jeez, don't judge. Even though, yeah, it's probably true.
For our sovereign government's confidential information, hostile nations would surely pay almost any price. Yes, and on that night, 2 months ago, that was the very negotiation that was taking place inside the omnibus. But in the end, McGilded perished, and the all-important disc lay unclaimed in the pawnbrokery. My word! In which case, whoever stole that information in the first place must surely have been beside himself with worry. Because if the disc were to be discovered before it found its way out of the country, it would reveal an act of high treason, punishable by death. So the culprit had no choice but to retrieve it, and in order to do that, he would have to gain entry to the pawnbrokery illegally in the middle of the night. Because the article left behind by Mr. McGilded would incriminate him too much if it got into the wrong hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Graydon?
You think I've been stealing government secrets? Preposterous. Absolutely preposterous.
So, in response to the defense's accusation, you claim complete innocence, do you? Do you think you'll stay on my good list? Do you?
Well, of course I do.
I get presents every year, damn it!
I've had to stand here in silence while a pretentious foreign lawyer has been prattling away.
You don't need to mention he's foreign with the fuck, man.
Objection!
Then by all means, counter the charges, sir.
He's like probably thinking, aren't you on my side?
The prosecution demands the witness testifies in response to the accusations brought by the defense.
There's a mosquito attacking us.
I am wildly flailing my arms. Get out of here, foul beast!
Delighted, I'm sure. What? I feel like it doesn't respond to what he just said, but okay.
Well, whatever, who cares? The witness is reminded that the crime under scrutiny in this trial is the murder of the pawnbroker, Mr. Windybank. That being a most flagitious offense.
I've never seen that word before.
Go on to Google.
Yeah,
Got
you know
what
what?
flagitious
We're
means.
speaking of Dora, we're gonna learn some vocabulary.
Do you know what flagitious
It just
means?
sounds like it means like it would have to do with flags.
To me, it seems like a flagrant offense, because isn't
It
that
just
like
means
egregious? Oh, okay, yeah. Either way,
A criminal offense for which the law of this land sanctions a capital punishment.
Why don't you just say criminal?
It's more fun that way. But the heinous act of high treason is no less a serious crime. I urge you to bear that in mind as you testify, Mr. Graydon.
Mr. Grinch.
because he's Santa Judge.
Huh?
It's a boys! You gotta let us have a
You
rabbit.
gotta let us have a rabbit and pork here, governor. We got things to say.
Add that to your dictionary too. I like that.
Rabbit and pork.
I beg your pardon.
This isn't a restaurant.
Yeah, wait, what? When I say order, I don't mean order the lunch menu. Who do you think you are?
Name's Nash Skulkin. Yeah, we know. Occupation is professional baddie.
See, also does like the Ace Attorney shop sell their skull shit? Because that's pretty cool. Anyway.
Our name's Ringo Skulkin, but we ain't baddies enough to sell out our motherland. We are patriots. That's right, we're what they call the Three Skulkin Brothers.
I do kind of secretly want him to actually be their brother. But
He has the same mustache.
he does kind of, yeah.
And then he fits because he's like the next hire.
Yeah.
Bad timing, fellas. Very bad timing. Yeah, what is the deal with that? He's like their long lost brother or something.
But he decided to ditch the baddie name, I
guess.
guess. I mean, I'm assuming if he is actually related to them, he doesn't know anything about them. But anyway, go ahead.
A mere communications officer couldn't possibly steal confidential government information.
Why not?
Besides, the sounds produced by that music box aren't even Morse code.
Prove it, bitch.
It was some low-class brickmaker negotiating with McGilded anyway, was it not? I've no relation to the man.
He was a poor.
Yeah. Look, all we done is break into the gaff the other night like what he told us to do.
Thanks for the admission. Sorry, I'm like fixing my butt cushion over here. Anyway.
If we'd known there was dodgy government secrets involved, we wouldn't have touched it.
I do like how they just admitted that they broke in because he told them.
Yeah.
Like, I know that we've already said that, but like, I don't think we got to prove it yet, so that's great that they just said it with their mouths.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin?
One Mr.'ll do, governor. What's up?
Do I take it that you now admit to the crime? That on the night in question, you did indeed gain entry to the premises illegally? And moreover, you did so as a party of 3 in collaboration with Mr. Graydon here?
They're gonna say with the 3 skulkin.
We did, Gov, we did.
He's like, we ain't selling out our motherland.
I was gonna say, I expect them when they turn around and then they just like disappear. They just run away.
Quiet down, please. What say you to that, Mr. Graydon?
I have no idea what these two ruffians are referring to. You little rotter, getting us mixed up in all this monkey business. You never said nothing about no government secrets. It was supposed to be a straight-up job. And what about the geezer whose shop it was, eh? Poor old bloke didn't have to die, did he?
We're just burglars, we ain't murderers.
Ah,
Nice to know who your friends are.
whatever these men say... I deny the accusations. I don't know what my voice is anymore.
I mean, I like every voice you do.
I keep switching. I don't know. I have multiple identities. It's fine.
It's all right, it's a condition. Indeed. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this little music box to become so significant in the proceedings. However, as it has, I will admit it into the court record as evidence.
Great.
I'll check that list twice, don't you doubt it.
Time to press them.
So, is this newspaper headline accurate? Government communications are being intercepted?
How could I possibly know?
What do you mean by that?
Any important government communications are handled by high-level officers, by specialists. General members of staff in the station where I work would never be entrusted with sensitive information. Oh no, stop, must say something, stop. Oh, it's the lady.
Let me guess. Juror number 5.
We regular communication station officers aren't as lowly as you're being led to believe. A team of us are responsible for setting up and testing the telegraphs used by the ministry. And Mr. Graydon is the team leader.
That's fascinating.
Graydon is highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in presence of idol. Stop.
Jeez. Stop simping.
But also accusing him of...
Yeah, keep accusing him.
Yeah,
That's totally fine. Keep accusing him.
So you had access to the equipment used for these confidential communications, Mr. Graydon?
Well, what of it? The transmissions are always made behind closed doors so they can't be heard. And in any case, all messages are sent in ciphered. Normal employees couldn't possibly understand them. Oh no, stop. Must say something. Stop. Mr. Graydon regularly attends meetings with ministry technicians and the ministry communications team. He assists them in ensuring that there are no errors in important international communications. And he's received the top prize at the Cipher Cracking Convention 5 years in a row now.
Oddly specific, but
Yeah.
very important. Very important.
He is
important.
He is completely qualified to have committed this crime.
That's fascinating.
Again.
Thank you.
Graydon is highly skilled operator. Stop. Wait, you already said that.
Yep.
Well, your idol would appreciate it if you'd keep your mouth shut.
She should really pick her idols more carefully.
I tell you, this lawyer's accusations are completely unfounded.
Because I don't like them.
Yep. Alright, let's do it.
They're not?
To anyone with a brain, that would be blatantly apparent on listening to that music box for even a few seconds.
Of course, of course. Surely it can't be that my learned friend is unfamiliar with Morse code. Ouch, he looks genuinely shocked at my ignorance.
I would be more than happy to demonstrate the basics for you, sir.
Oh yeah, she was probably laughing. I didn't pay attention to that.
That's...
A lesson here in court?
We're going to learn Morse code right now.
Alright, see, everybody, remember, we're a learning channel here.
Morse code is a continuous series of two distinct tones.
Tones, you say?
Yes, a short dot and a long dash. By combining those in different ways, you construct letters.
I see.
For example, this is A. This is B. But when you listen to the sound produced by this music box, you only hear one tone, don't you?
sounds so similar. The rhythm of it's the same in everything. But there's no discernible meaning to this apparently random sequence of sounds. So your assertion is fundamentally flawed. This is not Morse code. This is advanced Morse code. No!
Ha 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 ha! Really, you shouldn't be surprised. What did I tell you? That music box is nothing but a worthless piece of scrap. Perhaps you might consider studying your subject matter before casting aspersions in future.
Ugh, stop. Nothing to say, but stop.
Oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it?
Iris?
I mean, if the government secrets were somehow being leaked using the music box, so many other things would slot into place so nicely.
There still be something I haven't considered. Would it be really impossible to use this music box somehow to play back Morse code?
Give it a try.
Oh yeah, you using the walkthrough over there?
Maybe.
Is that what your gut tells you?
Maybe.
Alright. I mean, I also thought that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
In these games, you never do the option that's like, oh no.
Only rarely, and it always trips me up every damn time.
Yeah.
There's still every possibility that this music box was instrumental in the leaking of government secrets. That's the belief of the defense, at least.
Objection!
Does it please you in some way, my Nipponese friend, to repeat the same line of argument ad infinitum? It's already been established that to be Morse code, 2 tones are required, dots and dashes. Yes, I'm well aware of that.
Or are there 2 discs?
I don't know.
Or maybe the flip side? Because, like, one is dots, one is dashes. I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there.
Then what? Well, it would appear the defense has a hypothesis to put forward. You had better present your idea at once, Counsel. How do you propose that this music box, which appears to produce only a single tone, could have been used to cipher secret messages into Morse code?
Oh,
Take a look, I guess. Oh, there's that his little thing.
what's that?
Oh,
What is it, Bruno?
I've just noticed something about this music box. It looks like the bottom of it opens up as well.
You're right! Well, come on then. What are you waiting for? Let's open it.
Alright then, here goes.
Look at that. There's another movement on the other side.
So, does that mean you can set another disc to play back on this side?
Yes, I think so. And it looks like the 2 movements are linked together.
They're linked?
So if you had 2 discs, they'd both play back at the same time.
Alright.
Guess we're presenting it.
Just make sure put the mouse on it.
Got it!
Good gracious! What am I looking at there? What is this, a transformer? Another movement on the underside of the music box? What? It appears, my lord, that the 2 movements are linked together. In other words, you can put 2 discs in this music box, and the sounds of both will play back at the same time.
I bet you the Scotland Yard has the other disc.
Good heavens! As the court has heard, Morse code comprises of 2 tones, a short dot and a long dash. With a second disc in place, this music box could be used to generate Morse code and convey a message.
This is beyond a joke.
I'm sorry?
It's a super joke. This poor excuse for a lawyer has absolutely no evidence to support his claim.
He just showed you the underside.
Yeah.
Like,
Aside from the evidence that he has no evidence.
Though, of course, if my learned friend were able to present the court with the second disc, that would be another matter. Well, I can't at the moment. Well, guilty. And may I remind the court that, as the witness has pointed out, he was not the one in the omnibus with McGilded 2 months ago, striking a deal over the disc or discs. Indeed, that was Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
Exactly. I had nothing whatsoever to do with it.
Though it has holes, like the disc, I must admit the argument presented by the defense has much promise. I believe the cross-examination should continue.
The link between Graydon and the victim of the omnibus case must be there somewhere. I feel like this judge is more present than the other ones, you know?
Yeah.
You know? He actually seems to have a couple brain cells to rub together, unlike the one in the main Ace Attorney games. Bless him. We love him, but yeah. But I haven't found it yet.
Yeah, usually the judge is just kind of getting pushed around by the prosecutor.
Yeah, he's usually like, I don't know, and then Edward
Yeah.
says something, he's like, yeah, you know, we'll
Usually the prosecutor is pretty much is the judge.
Yep.
Oh dear, it looks like you need to give your argument more strength, Runo.
Excuse me. You will reiterate your testimony if you please, Mr. Graydon.
If I must, though I maintain exactly what I did at the start of this pointless cross-examination. Keep pressing, I guess.
Man, still a press, huh?
Hold it!
No relation to this man, eh? So 2 months ago, in that omnibus, McGilded killed the brickmaker and stole the disc.
Mr. Mason was a single man with almost nothing to his name. It seems he lived in an artisan quarter some years ago, but people there remember little about him.
That doesn't make much sense, though, does it? How would a humble brickmaker come to acquire secret government information?
How indeed.
There must have been somebody else involved behind the scenes in all of this. Did he supply it?
Let's find out.
Let's find out. And did he kill McGilded? I'm thinking he might. I know we kept saying that it was the Reaper of the Bailey, because I could still see that. But
Yeah.
I'm starting to see that Graydon might have been the one to kill him, because he planned it from the beginning. He, put the pieces in motion. Anyway, somebody who has acquired the disc and gave it to Mr. Mason in order to take it to the meeting with McGilded and negotiate a deal.
Dear me. You may have it in for me, sir, but I assure you, I have far more class than that.
An old brickmaker from an artisan quarter, and this well-to-do communications officer. If only I could find some evidence to link the two of them together.
If you have nothing more to add on this note, let us return to the witness testimony.
I feel like that's going to be the statement we need to use, huh? Yeah. Oh.
Look, all we done.
The gaff. Yeah, that. Like Mr. Grayson told you to do, you mean?
That's it, yeah. Who else, eh? Silly me thought he was just popping over for a natter after all them years, but the rotter had a dodgy job for us. There's a lot of slang.
Right?
Hey, Ash?
Oh yeah, Ashley. Yeah. Let me stop you there, Mr. Skulkin. After all them years, you say? Do you mean to tell me that Mr. Graydon is an acquaintance of yours?
We're the sociable kind of baddies, you know? Sure, let's say Graydon's an old China. Let's talk to Ringo.
Excuse me!
Is something wrong, Mr. Skulkin? The other one?
Eh?
No, the other Mr. Skulkin.
What, who, me?
When your brother was testifying just now, he said something that seemed to cause you to react.
Oh, I was just remembering the old days, that's all. We used to have a right old laugh together way back when.
Together with Mr. Graydon, you mean? I was trying to
Yeah.
put my cup in the cup holder on my chair, and it's like, sag. So I'm like, no, I guess not. For safety purposes, let's not.
Also, he's just eating a pear.
Hell yeah, why not?
Yeah, with Ash. I mean, you look at him now in his fancy whistle and flute, and you wouldn't Adam and Eve it. But when he would, why do they just have fruit all of a sudden?
We've seen this animation before, but it's been a minute. I love it.
But when he was younger, he was from the poor part of town, just like us.
Is that so?
But he was always a leery one. He had much. He had the brains. He had the savvy. Always coming up with smart ideas, like what would never have gone through our heads. God blimey, ain't oh, I don't know where that came. God blimey, ain't that the truth? Remember Milverton and Skulkin's Milk Run?
Oh, hell yeah. That's my favorite book series. Anyway, but no, I totally get it. It's always hard when you go from one
Yeah.
to the other, and you're like, oh, crap.
That was a corker, eh?
Save it until after the trial. Your reminiscing has no place in this courtroom,
Yeah, that's in the spinoff.
and neither does your fruit. No outside beverages or food here,
Yeah, wait, they should tell it to Gregson. Gregson's got food.
unless it's my vine or Gregson's chips. They're literally attached to the man's hands.
Those are Gregson's emotional support chips.
Yes, exactly.
He's allowed to have them.
Absolutely.
Oi, the geezer asked us a question, didn't he? And we was answering. Yeah, we ain't done nothing wrong.
Nevertheless, the court is not prepared to accompany you on your trip down memory lane. Counsel, can we turn our attention back to the testimony, please?
I'm going to guess that in his youth, Mr. Graydon knew the brickmaker. Because if he was on the poor side of town,
they probably
he would have
lived.
known him.
They knew each other.
They could have known each other, yeah. I don't know. Could that sentimental story be relevant somehow?
Yes. Never let it go. Don't be like Elsa.
Yeah. Always remember. Always hold a grudge in Ace Attorney. My lord,
Yes, counsel.
the brother's last sentimental statement could hold vital information relating to this case.
All right, very well, counsel. You're such a bleeding heart. I will permit the brothers to supplement their testimony with that detail briefly, I hasten to add.
Say no more, a skulkin's never skulkin'.
They are like my favorite characters. I love these guys.
Milverton and Skulkin's Milk Run, gore, them are the days.
Hold it!
Press it.
I'm sure I'm going to regret asking, but what exactly was that? Some kind of business?
Just a little scheme we had going back when we was youngsters. A bit of fun, really. Delivering fresh milk to the locals, that's what it was all about.
It sounds alarmingly legitimate. There must have been a catch.
It was like rotten milk.
I suppose since we're here, I should ask them to elaborate, but on what?
I will tell you. I mean, if you just want to save time,
Sure.
it's the second option.
So it is the business name?
Yes.
Okay. But if it's like other things, it might let us come back to it.
I mean, if
We
you
can
just
hear
want,
the red- we
if you
can
want to
hear
do the
them all.
first one just out of curiosity, yeah, you know what? Let's do the first one,
Just for fun.
just to see what did they do.
So, how did your little business work exactly?
Well, every morning down our way, the milkman would come with his cart to deliver milk. See?
And then we would
they
beat him up. Yeah.
I was gonna say, and then they would just take the delivery and deliver it themselves. If you stuck your empties outside your front door, he would leave you them full again, right? So, we swooped in on the action, got people to sign up with us. We promised to deliver milk for half the price of the other geezers doing it. People couldn't wait to sign on the dotted line. We were raking it in, we were.
So, did you live on a dairy farm or something?
Gordon Bennett, are you off your rocker? We had nothing. We were too poor to have a farm.
Right.
Nah, what we had going on
was simple once you had the idea. They just wouldn't deliver the milk. Oh no, we just switch them over, see? Our customers empties with the full ones from anyone who wasn't on our books.
So they were just stealing milk is what they were doing, right? Am I getting
guess,
that right?
yeah, from the other milkman. A dawdle, right?
I think you meant to say a diddle, and that's a crime.
It was just an harmless bit of fun, that's all.
Milking the general public, literally, in such a fashion, is most certainly not harmless, as you put it.
Well, it was him what came up with the idea. Ash is the evil genius.
You mean Mr. Graydon?
Add milk theft to his crimes.
Burn him!
Yeah, Ash always had his head in a book when we was growing up. Said he was gonna get himself an education and get out of the slum we lived in. Cora, we all ragged him about that, didn't we? Told him he was soft in the head to even think about it. But look at him now. He's only gone and become a blinking communication officer, ain't he?
A communications officer, Mr. Skulkin.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
Sholmes and Wilson's milk run.
No, Iris, don't even think about it.
I'm gonna become a criminal mastermind.
All of a sudden, we seem to be up to our necks in a serious matter of national security. Although all this talk about interception of secret government messages is still just conjecture at this stage.
It would explain a number of things, though, wouldn't it? The negotiation Ginny overheard on the omnibus 2 months ago, and the break-in at Windy Banks's. But the truth is, it wasn't Mr. Graydon in the omnibus with Mr. McGilded.
No, that was Mr. Mason, the brickmaker, who was so horribly murdered.
If only there was some link between the two men. You know, that they were both poor. You know?
I know, but Mr. Graydon's testimony seems to be as watertight as ever. I wonder if the key to us making headway with the cross-examination here could be those two brothers. The best characters in the entire game.
Alright, so yeah, go to that last one again.
Yeah. Just let me click on it. Oh, well, no.
Alright. So right here, press it again.
And then we do the second one.
Yes.
Yeah.
The name.
I'm sure I'm going to regret asking, but what exactly was it? What's some kind of business? I bet it was Skulkin Mason
What?
Graydon Service.
I mean, they
don't know.
told us the name.
Oh, I forgot. I already forgot.
Yeah, just keep going
I
until you
was
get to the...
assuming it was going to add that guy's name in it. Deliver fresh milk to the locals is all it's about. It sounds alarmingly legitimate.
Okay.
Okay, but on what?
So this business was just a bit of fun, you say? And it was just yourselves and Mr. Graydon involved?
Yeah, that's it.
Milverton and Skulkin's milk run, was it? Yeah, who was Milverton?
Is that his real name? Yeah, that's it.
And where did the Milverton part come from?
Oh, right. I thought a clever clogs like you'd have worked that one out. Enough of this. How much longer are we expected to listen to this drip?
Let me guess. You don't accept anything these two witnesses are saying? Tell me, why is it that it was only at the mention of the name Milverton that you decided to interject?
Because well... It weren't the happiest of homes that one came from. Yeah, his old man was struggling for money so much, his wife walked out on him. She took the name Graydon then, you see? But Ash will always be Milverton to us.
Good old Milvy.
Ash Milverton.
Milverton. So that used to be your surname, did it?
Of course not. This is all bunkum. I've been a Graydon since I was born. Do you really think you can rely on the testimony of these two thieves,
You're a communications officer attached to the civil service. As such, your personal details will have been thoroughly checked at the time of your appointment. It would be a very simple matter indeed to subpoena those records, Mr. Graydon.
Ah,
Well, it would appear that Mr. and Mr. Skulkin's testimony has been reliable, for once, because as I'm Santa, I know everyone's last names. I'm privy to everything. Regarding names, anyway. You were born Ashley Milverton. Is that correct?
very well, yes.
So, Ashley Graydon was once Ashley Milverton. That information could change things, and could turn out to be extremely important.
Okay. Alright, yeah. This is all the same stuff. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now we've got some extra information. Okay. So let me... Hang on. So the profile that we just got... the profile that we just got... Is that on here? Wait. How do you look at profiles? I remember you could do that in the previous games.
Go back.
Or you mean like
I mean
back?
back.
Yeah, I see now.
Maybe you can.
Maybe, or I guess maybe if it's relevant, it'll come out. I don't know. Anyway,
Well, I don't actually know
did the walkthrough not help you?
Well, no, it did, but I don't know how we would get to this.
Ah, okay.
But look at the third statement. That's apparently what we have to do
To focus on?
now.
Okay. It was some low-class brickmaker negotiating with McGilded anyway. I have no relation to the man. So we have to find relation to the brick mason, which
You
we
have
knew
to
we would have to
present-
do.
It's apparently the McGilded case notes. So just, yeah. I don't know what about them.
Wait.
Keep looking.
McGilded case notes. Hang on, can I look at it? Case summary. Victim found deceased...
Oh,
on
his
the
name is Milverton.
Oh my god, literally it's right freaking there. Omnibus murder.
There you go.
Details of victim.
Okay.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, I'm just like, hang on. Victim found deceased on the last scheduled omnibus on the day of the stab wound to the abdomen. Mason Milverton. Oh, it's his brother. Oh, I'm sorry.
Or dad.
Or dad. Yeah, I don't know why it took me that second to like really combine it, but okay.
To present that.
Yeah, we got it. We so got it. Mr. Ashley Milverton. Tell me, why did you try to hide your former name from the court?
Because I haven't gone by that name for years. It means nothing to me.
No, I don't think that's the real explanation at all. The truth is, you had a reason to hide that name. Explain yourself, please, counsel. I have here the notes from the omnibus case, my lord. And as we all know, the victim, the man who we now understand to have been negotiating with McGilded. Yes, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. That's right. Only Mason wasn't his surname at all. It was his given name. His full name was Mason Milverton. Milverton? Do you mean to say sakes alive? Mr. Ashley Milverton, is it not the case that the brickmaker, Mr. Mason Milverton, was your father?
Oh, it's a coincidence. There's lots of Milvertons.
It's a very popular name. As I believe I mentioned earlier, your family history will have been thoroughly checked when you joined the civil service. And it really would take no time at all for the court to subpoena those records.
Grr.
The truth is, you have been illegally acquiring highly confidential government information and selling it on to McGilded in collaboration with your father.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
Fuck!
Idiots.
The new facts and evidence unveiled by the cross-examination of this witness all come together to reveal the truth.
The truth, you say?
That you collaborated with your father, Mr. Mason Milverton, in illegal dealings with Magnus McGilded. By dint of this music box, you mean, Counsel? Yes, stealing information being sent in secret government communications and selling it on to McGilded. Mr. Graydon concocted the elaborate scheme of using 2 music box discs to encode the information, as presumably a safety measure against the information falling into the wrong hands.
And a very effective one. I shouldn't have given the scheme any credence whatsoever. But the deal with McGilded went sour, and the brickmaker met his end.
Yes, but before he was arrested, McGilded managed to temporarily dispose of the stolen disc at the pawnbroker. Then, having learned of the situation, you appeared at Windybanks' 2 days ago. In an attempt to recover the 2 articles McGilded had placed in pawn there. But that attempt failed. One of the discs was seized by the police, and the other you never found. So that same night, you enlisted the help of the Skulkin brothers and broke into the pawnbrokery. This time, determined to recover the second disc.
Are you suggesting that the second disc was inside the music box?
Eh? We never knew nothing about that.
On the night that Mr. Windybank was killed, whoa! The intruder to the pawnbrokery touched one item, and one item alone, the music box.
As rather ingeniously demonstrated using the 2 prints from the security camera, indeed.
So, the question that naturally begs answering is this: why was only that one article disturbed? The answer is obvious: because it contained the second disc, which the intruder was desperate to retrieve. Since, if it were to fall in the hands of the police, it would be proof of high treason. Well, Mr. Graydon, do you deny that all of this actually began on that fateful night 2 months ago? Is he gonna have a freak out? Is he gonna do some crazy bombastic Ace Attorney style freak out?
I refuse to accept any of this nonsense.
You will have to wait for my freak out. Sir, there appears to be blood seeping through the sleeve of your jacket. Wait, what? I totally missed that.
Oh.
Oh,
What?
yeah, I also say what.
Ah!
2 nights ago, we know that 3 shots were fired at the scene of the crime in Windybanks' pawnbrokery. One took the life of the pawnbroker himself. One struck the pouch around Mr. Sholmes' waist. And the final bullet struck the calendar on the wall of the shop, having first pierced the arm of one of the intruders. Mr. Graydon, that wound on your arm that you seem to be trying to hide, it's a bullet wound, isn't it?
He's got you now, me old China. Time to call it quits and croak, I reckon. Don't acknowledge my presence there under any circumstances whatsoever. Those are my terms, remember? And I paid you handsomely to comply. Clearly I was a fool to think I could trust some common backslum thieves. Fine, I admit it. I was there in Windybanks that night. I paid this pair 10 guineas to accompany me. And as you've noticed, I sustained an injury in the course of my adventures.
That's all they were, just adventures.
Yeah.
Just gallivanting about.
But that is all. I admit to nothing more. Stealing government secrets, negotiating with Mr. McGilded. I dance at that.
That's how I feel.
As God is my witness, I'm sure I recall nothing of the sort.
He's not going to go down without a fight. Not until I can show hard evidence, I suppose. That line felt very sexual. Sorry. Nevertheless, the defense has now established a crucial fact. Which is... Well, we know that one bullet was fired from each of the two firearms we have in evidence. The bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun hit the pouch around Mr. Sholmes' waist. And the bullet from Mr. Windybanks' gun clearly must have been the one that caught Mr. Graydon on the arm. Indeed it must. We could rule out the possibility that the man shot himself. And that leads us to only one conclusion. Mr. Windybank was shot by a third gun. Which can only have been fired by the third intruder. Goodness! That's right, Mr. Graydon.
Grr.
The only person who could possibly have shot Mr. Windybank that night is you!
Hold it!
Oh, now it's freak out.
Is it the freak out time?
You little upstart. You made a grave mistake when you summoned me here. Is he gonna shoot us?
Do you have a bomb?
Does he
Oh,
have
God.
he has the gun right now?
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, as you rightly say, I was there at the pawnbrokers. I did my best to hide the fact naturally. I had no intention of ruining the distinguished career I'd built for myself at the communications station. But did the thought never cross your mind? Did you never consider the possibility?
What? What do you mean? What thought? What possibility?
The possibility that if I was there at the scene, I may have witnessed the crucial moment.
Yeah, but no offense, why should I believe you?
You see... This makes me a key witness in this case, and I have my hands firmly around the neck of your client.
What? Are you suggesting?
I saw it all. I saw the very moment that pickpocket girl pointed the gun at that poor defenseless pawnbroker and shot him.
What? Do you really expect us to believe that? Order! Order! Order!
Just think of the H-bomb saying, "Do you believe that? Do you really believe that?"
Well, it would seem we are finally entering the last act of this theatrical trial. Mr. Graydon.
Yes?
I trust you are fully aware of the implications here.
No.
If it is shown that your claim is false, you will have incriminated yourself as the killer.
Oh, shit. Oh, I understand fully.
Then I must ask you to give your formal testimony once more. You will explain to the court precisely what you saw at the moment the defendant allegedly shot the victim.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure. Alright.
Man, topsy-turvy this case is.
Yep. While these ruffians were jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop. When Windybank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. I pursued the man, but he shut himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though. The accused, in a black coat, shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety. I saw the blood spatter all over that wretched girl.
She didn't have any blood on her.
Yeah, she wasn't wearing a coat either. Like, none of this matches up. Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole, so I picked it up and made my escape. Okay.
But no,
Why'd
that's
you do
right.
that?
She was holding
She
the
was
gun.
holding the gun. No,
All of this is wrong.
All of this is wrong.
And I'm an idiot. I forget things all the time. And even I'm like, wait a minute, none of this tracks.
Good gracious, that was the biggest, most awful pile of shit I've ever heard. Anyway, this is quite extraordinary testimony. Extraordinary in the sense that it's very extraordinarily wrong. You claim, sir, under oath, to have clearly seen the defendant pulling the trigger. Order! Order! And once more, with feeling, order!
It wasn't my intention to testify in this way.
So badly.
But neither is it my intention to be found guilty of a murder I didn't commit. So you see, my hand has been forced to dance. I tell the truth now as an act of self-preservation.
It's this hand, in fact.
The truth? Until now, the prosecution was completely unaware of these details.
Because they're made up. Yes, well, sorry about that. Having shot me in the arm, the pawnbroker was then shot in the back by the accused. And as I said, she was showered in his blood.
Sad thing is, we don't have any evidence, I think, to prove that outside of like us seeing the cutscene. You know? Because I'm trying to think back if we have any photos of the actual, like, you know, scene. But, I mean, well, we'll have to go through the evidence again, but yeah.
You say the blood spattered over the accused's coat. Are you sure on that point?
Oh yes, quite sure. All over the black overcoat that pickpocket girl was wearing at the time.
She wasn't, though.
Yeah.
She wasn't.
Really?
Are they even gonna point that out?
If her coat could somehow be shown to harbor vestiges of blood, that would be conclusive evidence here. Such an investigation is entirely possible, my lord.
What?
Only very recently, a German scientist has developed a technique to identify human blood. So here's to true science, not some amateurish detective's dubious foray into the world of chemistry.
There's nothing dubious about Hurley's work. His ideas are all sound.
Also, are we getting luminol?
Oh boy! Ideas are no use to us here. In science, as in law, theories must be proven before they stand. In Germany, the technique has already been employed in the courtroom as the basis of evidence. Scotland Yard has a small quantity of the chemical reagent used, with your lordship's permission. I waste this cup. We could shatter all vestiges of doubt within minutes.
This doesn't look good, Bruno.
Why not?
Well, we know, don't we, that there's blood all over the front of Ginny's coat.
Maybe we've forgotten about something.
If they tested with their chemicals...
Oh, help, you're right. I was forgetting what happened yesterday. Was it maybe in the... Okay, we're gonna get flashback.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Don't move, Ginny. I'm going to shoot.
Oh, that coat. Yeah, okay. Sorry, she does have a coat. I forgot.
Yeah, I did too.
Great.
Well, fuck. Now we're gonna sound extra stupid. But
Right, it's, McGilda, or not McGilda, Mason's blood. Because it's from the previous case.
But that's not Mr. Windybanks's blood. That stain is from 2 months ago. That's Mr. Mason's blood, from when he was stabbed by McGilded, who was wearing the coat at the time.
My lord, the defense objects to the test proposed by the prosecution. Nope. Overruled. Lord Van Zieks, make it so at once. I gesture with pleasure, my lord. And while we await the results, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Oops.
Gina will be... Counsel! Yes, my lord. Your cross-examination. Of course, my lord. If this cross-examination doesn't go well, if I don't manage to uncover some decisive evidence or really compelling clue now, I have a very bad feeling about the outcome of the trial.
Well, also, yeah, if we can prove that the blood... Yeah, they're not going to believe our science, but it was Mr. Mason's blood, so that would help her, I suppose, because it's not, you know...
But they're not accepting...
They're not accepting ours, so yeah, that still puts us in danger.
The color dye.
Yeah. Well, poo. Time to press this shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at the entrance. For realsies, I was.
Mr. Windybank emerged from the storeroom,
I believe.
Ringo and Nash were scouring the counter when he suddenly appeared and flew at them.
Oh, he could fly. He already had the revolver in his hand. Fortunately, I wasn't too close. I've never been so scared in all my life. Yeah, we're just your regular mild-mannered burglars, that's all. We don't like violence.
Says the pair who carry a gun. What do you mean when you say you were near the entrance to the shop?
I was in the doorway, running my eyes over the shelves of forfeited items.
Looking for the music box, of course.
The broker went for Nash in the first place. Then Ringo joined in, making it 2 against 1, so I assumed they could handle the situation. But I was wrong. I was trying to help me little bruv, but the old geezer chucked me over the bloomin' counter. So I pulled me gun on the old fella, and that soon made him scarper.
The pair of you setting upon the poor, defenseless pawnbroker together? Shame on you! Naughty, naughty, naughty list! Triple naughty!
Sorry, Santa.
I might take that apology, we'll see.
Hold it!
You mean that's the moment you were shot?
Yes, though I didn't immediately realize what had happened, of course. Things crashed to the floor from the counter as the 3 men were brawling. It was at exactly that moment that it happened, so I didn't hear the gunshot.
And the bullet went on to strike the calendar in the wall behind you.
So it would appear. When I looked at my arm, I saw it was bleeding badly, so I wrapped my handkerchief around it. Seeing as I couldn't explain what had happened to a doctor, I had no choice but to wait for it to heal. I didn't imagine it would still be bleeding 2 days later.
That's a gunshot wound for you. Did Mr. Windybank intend to shoot you, do you think?
Well now, I don't imagine he even noticed I was there, to be honest. Perhaps the gun went off accidentally. Anyway, it didn't quite strike home. When I pulled me gun on him, he tried to shove me out of the way. And then scarpered through the door out back.
At which point, what did you do?
Pursued the man, but he shot himself.
Hold it!
You mean you chased after him?
I don't recall the reason why, but I ran after him to the back of the shop.
And what about this peephole in the door you mentioned?
Well, unsurprisingly, the storeroom's door is a solid job, made out of stout wood. But there's a small opening in it, about head height, that lets you see what's in there from the outside.
Actually, I should know that, shouldn't I? I looked through it myself that night.
And what about you burgling brothers? Did you see what went on through this peephole as well?
Not likely, Gov. Didn't see nothing of the sort, Gov. I doubt these two buffoons were even aware of the peephole's existence.
Since they share a single brain cell.
Yes.
So the Skulkin brothers were there, but they didn't see the killing of Mr. Windybank take place.
Inside the storeroom, I could see the broker and that young girl standing there.
The defendant?
Yes, though neither of them noticed that I was looking. The girl raised her gun and pointed it straight at the man.
And then, what did you see next?
It's in the next part of my testimony.
Okay, black coat shot the man in the back who's trying to flee to safety.
Hold it!
Yes, when the crime was discovered, the defendant was found with a gun in her hand. But that was Mr. Windybank's gun, from which only a single bullet had been fired. And as we've already established, Mr. Graydon, that bullet was fired at you.
Ah, but no, it wasn't the broker's gun that the pickpocket girl had when I saw her. Yes, the bullet from Windybank's gun grazed my arm, and yes, the Skulkin's gun grounded the detective. But this was another gun entirely. A third gun.
How many guns are in this joint?
This is why we need gun control laws. There's just so many of them.
So many, gosh dang.
Swimming in guns.
God. Hell yeah. Good job, babe. Anyway,
The broker's gun was not the murderer weapon, so clearly there had to be a third firearm involved. In other words, the accused must have had her own gun with her at the time.
Objection!
But no other gun was found at the scene.
Calm yourself, counsel.
Sorry?
You must consider the events in order. At first I saw the broker and the girl glaring at each other, but then, all of a sudden, the broker turned to run. And it was at that moment that the little gutter rat shot him in the back.
A chilling image, I must say.
Saw the blood splatter.
Hold it!
All over her?
Yes, through the peephole I saw it clearly. Of course, the stains are invisible now, what with the coat being such a dark color. But I assure you, that garment is sullied with the victim's blood.
I know it's sullied with my father's blood, but whatever. Well, it is sullied with blood, that's for sure.
But it's not Mr. Windybank's blood, is it?
No, that's right. It's Mr. Mason's Milverton's blood from when McGilden stabbed him 2 months ago.
It's so annoying. If they'd only accept the earliest chemical analysis, we could prove that.
But they won't. So unfortunately, we can't use it as evidence to support our case.
Bother.
Then she tossed the gun out the peephole.
Hold it!
Did I hear you correctly? She threw the gun out of the room?
That's right. After the broker fell to the floor, she started walking over.
Over where exactly?
In the direction of the storeroom door, to where I was watching. Of course, I quickly retreated, and then the girl dropped the gun through the peephole and onto the floor on my side of the door.
Conveniently, for me.
But why on earth would she do such a thing?
I couldn't tell you. Perhaps she was hoping to distance herself from the murder weapon. Without thinking, I went and picked it up. I suppose I was worried about just leaving it there, in case any more tragedies took place. I'm such a great guy.
I'm wonderful. I did what Edgeworth did when he just picked up the gun
Yeah.
he saw lying on the ground.
Yeah, whenever you see a gun, you just want to pick it up.
Right?
So, it was you, in fact, who took the third gun from the scene of the crime.
Yes, it was yours truly. I left the clear up to my lackeys and left.
Clear up?
We made a bit of a mess around the counter, so we Whistle and Fluter told us to tidy up.
He thinks he's our bloomin' mum sometimes. Well, I was paying you enough, by God. Ah. Wah.
Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket?
You little toe rag!
Whoa, 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 sorry. The voice, it was like, you little toe rag.
Whoa. Whoa. What's happening?
Oh my
I think we should pursue this.
I think we
I
might.
think there might be something a little suspicious going on, but I'm not sure.
Excuse me!
Y'all? You good? Gentlemen. Also, language. Toe rag in this court?
Ah. Wah. Something wrong, Sunshine.
That should be my line. You do realize you were just violently shaking Mr. Skulkin?
Blimey, this D's a bit of an hooligan, ain't he?
What was going on just now?
You saw him. He grabbed me whistle. Why the blazes, he said. Didn't you mention the third gun when we got you down the station?
And why didn't you?
'Cause we didn't know nothing about it. Or that flamin' people in the door. Sorry about that. I could be prone to losing my rags sometimes. Not hurt, are you? Oh, blimey. See the way he's looking at me? I'm telling you, this D gives me the willies.
I thought he was your third brother. That was strange. The inspector doesn't normally get quite as worked up as that. He wouldn't normally grab someone. Unless they were chips. Then he would.
No, that wasn't like Gregsy at all. He's normally all sweetness and light, no matter what I say to him.
Yes, well, I think he might be a special case, Iris.
Well, anyway, that was definitely out of character.
Munch.
Totally nothing to see here. Totally fine.
My lord. Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination.
Are you alright? Do you need like a lozenge or some shit?
I ran all the way here.
Oh, take a seat, you poor boy. Explain yourself, officer.
I have the results of the test that was ordered earlier, my lord.
Ah, the blood. Sweet
God.
blood. On the accused overcoat. Thank you, officer. Very well. The cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, counsel?
No, my lord. Even though I totally do. Hang on, we're gonna leave in suspense for just a second. I have to use the defense's room.
Okay. We'll take a little break.
It's very important, the defense's room.
We'll be right back after these messages.